Good morning, dear students. Let's start the next topic of the chapter, Newton's first law of motion. We have already started the chapter Force and Laws of Motion, in which you have learned what a force is, what are the types of force, and also the effects of force. We also learned about Galileo's experiment based on the motion of an object. Now, based on Galileo's experiment, Newton gave his first law of motion. Let us understand this first law of motion. According to Newton's first law of motion, an object remains in a state of rest or of uniform motion in a straight line unless an unbalanced force acts on it. We can also say that all objects resist a change in their state of rest or motion. For example, if a book is kept on the table, it will be there only unless until we apply an unbalanced force on it to pick it up. Similarly, a car moving on a road will be in motion unless we apply brakes on this car to stop it. So Newton told that if any object, if it is in motion, it will remain in motion, and if it is at rest, it will be at rest unless we apply an unbalanced force on the object. This tendency of an object to resist any change in its state of rest or of motion is called inertia. That is why we call first law of motion also as a law of inertia. It means that Newton's law tells us about the property of an object to resist the change, and the tendency or the property of the object to resist the change in its state of rest or in motion is called inertia of the object. Now, inertia can be divided into three types: inertia of rest, inertia of motion, and inertia of direction. Let us understand them one by one. Inertia of rest. The tendency of an object to resist any change in its state of rest is called inertia of rest. It means that if an object is at rest, it would maintain its state of rest and resist any change in its state. This tendency of the object is called inertia of rest. Now understand this inertia of rest with the help of an activity. This activity is activity 9.2 in your NCERT book. For this you will need an empty glass tumbler, a coin, and a stiff cardboard. Now what you have to do is, you take the empty glass tumbler, you place this stiff cardboard piece on it, covering this glass tumbler, and place the 5 rupee coin or the coin you have taken on this cardboard piece. Now if you give a sharp horizontal flick with your finger to this card, and if you do it fast, you will observe that the card will shoot away, and the coin which was placed on the card, it will fall down into the glass tumbler. Now understand the reason behind it. When we apply force on the card moves because of the force which we have applied on it, but the coin will try to maintain its position of rest, its state of rest, and which is not possible to maintain, so it will fall down, it will fall into the glass tumbler because of the force of gravity acting on it. Inertia of rest can also be observed while playing the game of carom. What you have to do is, you make a pile of similar carom coins on a table and attempt a sharp horizontal hit at the bottom of the pile. You can use another carom coin or the striker for this, for applying this horizontal hit. If your hit is strong enough, you will see that the bottom coin will move out quickly, and means the lowest coin, it will be removed, and when it is removed, the inertia of other coins make them fall vertically on the table. This happens again because of inertia of rest. When we apply force on the bottom coin, it moves because of the force applied on it, but the other coins which are at the upper side of it, they would try to maintain their position of rest, their state of rest, and they will fall down again because of force of gravity acting on them. Now the second type of inertia is inertia of motion. The tendency of a body to resist any change in its state of motion is called inertia of motion. It means that if an object is in motion, it would resist the change in its state of motion. This is called inertia of motion. Understand inertia of motion with the help of an example. Suppose you are sitting in a car which is in motion, which is moving. Now let us suppose that the brakes are applied suddenly by the driver. What will happen? You will observe that if the brakes are applied suddenly, you will fall in forward direction. Your body falls, your body gets a jerk in forward direction. This is also because of inertia of motion. What happens actually is, when the brakes are applied, the car comes at rest because of the application of brakes, but our body tends to remain in the state of motion because of inertia of motion. This sudden application of brakes may cause injury to us. This is why we are advised to use safety belts. The safety belt, it exerts a force on our body and it will make the forward motion slower. Another example of inertia of motion can be observed while riding a bicycle. Suppose you are riding a bicycle and you stop pedaling it, then you will observe that the bicycle will continue to move to some distance before coming to rest. This also happens because of inertia of motion. Then finally it comes at rest because of the force of friction acting on it. Now the third type of inertia is inertia of direction. The tendency of a body to resist any change in its direction of motion is called inertia of direction. It means if any object is moving in any particular direction, it would resist any change in its direction of motion. Now let's see some examples of inertia of direction. You must have observed that when a car takes a turn, a sharp turn, and it is at a high speed, then we tend to get thrown to other side. This is also because of the inertia of direction. When this unbalanced force is applied by the engine to change the direction of motion of the car, we slip on the other side of the seat because of inertia of our body, because our body would resist this change and it would try to maintain the same direction in which it was moving earlier, and because of inertia of direction we feel as if we are thrown to other side. Other example, you can take the example of you must have seen that the rotating wheels of a vehicle, they throw out mud in a tangential direction. Tangential direction means the direction which is means the line which touches the circle at one point is called its tangent. So you must have observed that the vehicles are provided with mud guards, and these mud guards, they throw the mud in tangential direction, and this is also because of inertia of direction, and these mud guards are provided on the wheels to stop this mud so that to protect the clothes. One more example, you can take the example of an umbrella. So when the rain droplets, they fall on this umbrella, when they fall vertically downwards, they cannot change their direction of motion, and they cannot wet us when the umbrella is up. Now one more thing about inertia, how to measure inertia. Inertia of an object, it is the measure of its mass. It simply means that more is the mass, more is the inertia of the object. For example, if you observe a car and a truck, out of these two, it is very clear that the truck is having a greater mass. So the inertia of the truck is greater than the inertia of the car. If we are asked to find out which object will have greater inertia, we will simply see the mass of the object. The object with higher mass, with more mass, will have more inertia. So that's all about inertia and Newton's first law of motion. I hope the things are clear to you now.